violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Welcome back. 5:14 now with the ongoing issue of crime. Some are hoping Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams is doing his part to make sure these criminals are brought to justice.
WDSU anchor Daryl Forges sat down with the Orleans Parish DA on that issue and why now is not the time to point fingers. It's an interview you'll only see on WDSU.
So,
shooting.
Just the point of now is not the time to point fingers and all that kind of stuff. That is a way to skirt accountability, in my opinion, by Jason Williams, who we have covered extensively on this channel. He actually was facing some tax evasion accusations, and some glider woman that he was doing business with, I guess a CPA, ended up copping out to it. So she ended up taking, majority of the blame for that. But he has not really been doing an effective job as district attorney. There are a lot of people who were in and out of these prisons who should have been held. But due to the, criminal justice reform initiative that has been pushed over the past couple years, he pretty much, he pretty much has been negligent to what's going on in the streets.
After shooting, break-in after break-in. It feels like a never-ending cycle in the Crescent City.
We've all got to ramp up and clap back in a way that no one ever has in this modern era, because the level of violence is similar to what you see in other war-torn and conflict areas.
As this continues, some are questioning the Orleans District Attorney's Office. According to the Metropolitan Crime Commission, the DA's office reduced 69% of violent crimes to a misdemeanor or dismissed.
What's your message to people who believe that your office may not be doing enough from their standpoint?
This office is being very specific and very strategic about screening good cases and bringing good cases before the jury.
But they're just letting people off, man. That is not good. It seems like they're just trying to get people in and out, in and out, in and out. And that makes them feel like they're doing their job. It's not good.
And when you look at our stats in terms of our conviction rate at trial, the number of cases we're trying, and the number of cases that are being pled, whether an individual pleads to a lesser offense or the exact same guilty as charged offense, our numbers are much higher than anything you're seeing around the state.
Williams noted that during his tenure in prosecuting cases, there's been several obstacles, including getting subpoenas out in a timely manner.
We've been strategically working on finding those gaps so that we can build better cases and get subpoenas out, get witnesses in, get people extradited back for prosecutions.
The DA's office is also working to build stronger cases with the use of social media as a critical tool.
To scrub social media, Facebook, Instagram, so that we can see crimes that may be about to happen.
But they're not stopping anything, okay? New Orleans is still the #1 murder capital per capita in the United States. And there have been a lot of instances where they could have prevented things, but they did not do so, okay? There was one story that I did where there was a brother and his son was deleted by some super gremlin, and then he figured out what time the trial was, and then he pulled up and clapped bro. It was crazy, okay? He immediately got justice for himself, and then he stood on that and went and did the prison time. That could have been prevented. That could have been avoided, but it just doesn't seem like the New Orleans police or the district attorney are on the same accord. Also, there was another story that I did where a woman was being raped And apparently there was an officer or somebody on staff who pretty much just saw it and kept moving. And there was a recording of that, and that video, I think, either got age restricted by YouTube, and it was just it wasn't even a visual, it was an audio recording that I broke down, and it got age restricted by YouTube because sensitive content. So guys, you got to support the channel. I'm trying to get as much information as I can out there about the crime that's going on in the community. YouTube and the powers that be, the social media oligarchs, they don't want you to know this stuff. They don't want you to know that this is going down so that you can adequately protect yourself. But I am here. Have no fear. Jenquavius is about to save the day and put you guys on game because these super gremlins are on demon time.
Because of beef and retaliatory issues, or using it to help us solve crimes.
The ongoing issue of crime is also taking its toll. The Orleans Parish DA says they're recruiting more people. But through it all, Williams stresses this is not a time for state and local officials to play the blame game. Now is a time to be unified and keep the people safe and reassure them that justice will be served.
When you are in a war, when you are in a foxhole and you are trying to win that war, you need to be focused on what your position is, on what your role is. And if you start bickering amongst yourselves, you will absolutely lose that war.
Daryl Forges, WDSU News.
Now to another top story that we're following tonight. Just this year, more than 700 people in New Orleans have had their cars stolen.
Yeah, it's a startling number.
700 people in New Orleans have had their cars stolen. And this is what's happening. These little super gremlins are jacking people's cars, going on a 15-minute joyride, maybe using the cars to hit licks and hit other licks and then slide on ops. And then that's all that's happening, okay? They're not even like keeping the cars, chopping them down for money. They're just doing dumb stuff, going on joyrides. And this is a huge issue, not only in New Orleans, but every major city, every major Democratic city in the United States. This is going on, whether it's Milwaukee, whether it's Philly, whether it's Chicago, whether it's Atlanta, San Francisco, San Diego, LA. I mean, DC, I can keep going, Baltimore. I mean, the list goes on, guys. The list goes on. And these cities are completely being taken over by the super gremlins, especially the young ones. And that's why I keep saying, sisters, come get your kids, okay? Because one of the most notable cases that came out of New Orleans last year was the Linda Fricky case, where there were, I think it was like 4 super teen gremlins, and then there was like 2 guys, 2 girls, and they were all underage, but they're being tried as adults now. I just got the update on my phone like 10 minutes ago, and they're being tried as adults now because they pretty much dismembered this woman in the process of jacking her vehicle, okay? And this was an elderly 74-year-old glider woman named Linda Fricky. So guys, what does that mean for the future of the community? From what Jason Williams was saying in that last clip, it doesn't seem like it means anything, because it doesn't seem like anything is going to get done to change the issue, because it's just skirting accountability and saying, hey, we need to work together, which is what they've been saying since, the beginning of this spike in crime, which you can pretty much attribute to like around that 2019-2020 era.
It's a trend experts are calling alarming, and residents say they are fed up, but it's hard to figure out exactly how many are even stolen. Alyssa Curtis joining us now in studio with more on that.
So many cars unfortunately stolen this year. The Metropolitan Crime Commission says 761 cars have been stolen since January 1st. But today, crime statistics from NOPD say it's just 728. And moments ago, they sent me another email breaking down thefts, carjackings, and other crimes that seem to bring the number to 796. Residents say something needs to be done.
It's a great violation, and who would think that they'd take it right out of my driveway?
Anthony D'Antonio's truck was stolen right from his driveway while he was away on vacation right before Christmas. D'Antonio is one of hundreds of people whose cars have been stolen in New Orleans the past few months, which doesn't make him feel better.
No, it's scary.
This year alone, over 700 cars have been taken, a level president of the Metropolitan Crime Commission, Raphael Goyeneche, says is unprecedented. We're on track to exceed the rate from last year.
That hasn't let up. So we're on pace for a really bad year from a car theft perspective.
Goyeneche says it's not just about your car, though. If your car is stolen, it might be linked to a violent crime in another part of the city or even in a different parish. But
That's exactly what I was saying. They going to hit licks or you know, they hitting licks or, you know, sliding on other ops, all types of stuff.
May also get your car back.
They're being recovered. So these cars are being used for transportation. They're not, most of them are not going to chop shops. They're not being, you know, driven into the
literally what I just said,
bayous and waterways and whatnot. They're just, as the gas tank runs low, they're abandoned on the side of the street and they steal another car.
D'Antonio's car unfortunately hasn't been found. He's worried he may come home to his other 2 cars missing as well. He's booted 1 car and bought a club for the other. D'Antonio wishes he didn't have to live in fear.
That's wild.
That's terrible. Something's got to be done. Something has to be done.
Goyeneche says it's not one.
And honestly, if they come to his cribs and see that he has taken measures to defend his property, they might go in there and just delete him off principle of, hey, man, you know, they felt entitled to his things.
1 person per car theft. In fact, he believes it's groups of people working together to steal multiple cars. So he says once police begin making arrests, they'll significantly decrease those rates.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe, hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your property.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
Good afternoon, and thanks for watching the Eyewitness News at noon. I'm Mike McDaniel. In New Orleans, Warren Easton High School confirms one of its students was shot and killed in Little Woods yesterday. Police responded to the 8000 block of Curran Boulevard just before 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon to investigate a shooting. That's where they say a girl had been shot and died at the scene. Warren Easton identified the victim as 15-year-old Kennedi Belton. Police did make an arrest. 19-year-old Andre Skinner is now charged with 1 count of negligent homicide and 2 counts of negligent injuring. Investigators have not said what may have led up to that shooting. And
a freshman who attended Warren Easton was shot and killed this weekend while she was at a girls' sleepover.
A 19-year-old has been arrested in the case, and the family still has a lot of questions about what happened. Erica.
So guys, I've pretty much covered when this story initially came out. I told you guys I'd follow up on it. We do know the identity of the girl who was shot and then the 19-year-old boy who shot her. So let's get right into it.
Erica Ferrando spoke with the girl's best friend. She's joining us now in the studio to tell us more. Erica.
Katie and Cherise, Kennedi Belton was 15 years old and full of life. Her family told me she loved to laugh, dance, and had an unbreakable bond with her siblings. But as her best friend put it, that bond was broken this weekend when her life was tragically and suddenly taken.
Kennedi laughed all day, smiled all day.
15-year-olds Sejal Muhammad and Kennedi Belton were ecstatic to finally attend high school together.
Her favorite subject was English. She loved to write.
The freshmen at Warren Easton High School have been best friends since birth, as their mothers were also best friends.
A guy gave me a best friend since the day my heart started beating.
Sejal says Kennedi was a dancer and ran track.
She was.
Man, this is deep, y'all. And I know that everybody is distracted by the Tyree Nichols situation, which I'm going to go live on about because I wanted to wait till more information came out, and it's just as I suspected. Okay. Just as I suspected. This sister right here knew this girl from birth. And now she has to live with the fact that her life was taken. There's no uproar in the community about this. None, man. They're just, chalking it up as an accident.
Just about to have her first track meet, but,
She and Kennedi went to a girls' sleepover this weekend in Little Woods. Sejal left early Sunday.
I had volleyball practice that morning, so I had to leave.
Then New Orleans police say at 1:40 p.m. Sunday, they responded to a shooting on Coran Boulevard.
They called me and said, Kennedy shot.
Kennedi died at the scene.
We 15, they took my best friend. We didn't get to do nothing. We didn't have our sweet 16s. We didn't graduate. We didn't go to college. I hate it.
New Orleans police arrested 19-year-old Andre Skinner. He was charged with negligent homicide, which is the unintentional killing of someone by acting careless. Sejal says she doesn't know Skinner, but thinks he might have been related to someone who was at the house.
Wow. So what was he doing? Was he there? Did he just start clapping off rip, or he made an accident? What happened?
Sejal and Kennedi's family say they still don't know exactly what happened.
I don't. But it's unfair.
This 15-year-old now grieving the loss of her best friend. Never thought the city's gun violence would hit so close.
I don't know what we need to do, but at this.
So I do have to stop him there. Never thought the city's gun violence would hit so close. I keep telling you guys, the community doesn't care unless it happens to them. And I'm so sorry for this girl's loss and then their family's loss. But at the same time, this is an issue that you need to care about today. As a matter of fact, you needed to care about it yesterday. Because it's rapidly creeping up on everybody that you know and love. And it's only a matter of time before it spins the block on you, okay? She's saying, I don't know what we need to do. And it obviously starts in the home. It starts at conception, when these women are having children out of wedlock and not securing at least a stable baby daddy who's going to be, an influence in the child's life. And this is on the victim side and the perpetrator side. Okay? We need to be... it really doesn't matter. I could say whatever, and they're gonna say, "Oh, you're this, you're that, you cooning, whatever." So there's literally no point in presenting any type of solutions. I'm sorry, but are we gonna really do that anyway? Are we gonna start changing the way that we lean politically? It's not gonna happen. It's a waste of time. I'm not saying making these videos are a waste of time, but it just seems like there's so much against. Not even me personally, but against this movement to get awareness on what's going on in the community. It's just so much against it that it's an impossible mountain to climb. It feels like, it seems like. I'm not saying that I'm gonna stop doing it and whatnot. I'm just saying it feels like an insurmountable task to even spread awareness. Not even, forget presenting solutions, just spread awareness. Your day-to-day black person does not believe in the fact that, it's lit out here. They don't even believe it.
This point is ridiculous. I hate living here. I hate it. Y'all took my best friend. That was my heart. And I can't breathe without her, and I don't know what are y'all gonna do. I can't do anything, so what is New Orleans gonna do about this? Because at this point, I can't take anymore.
Now, Warren Easton High School did have counselors on campus today. The family says there will be a balloon release for Kennedi this Thursday.
I know she didn't say a balloon release. So the solution is to pollute the skies, pollute the heavens, just pollute the areas that this young woman died in honor of her. It never makes sense. At least do a dove release. That way you know you're being eco-friendly. At least spend the money on a dove, right? You can do that. Man, it is wild, y'all.
Thursday at 2 p.m. at the school, and the public is invited.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.